Have you ever wanted to bake sourdough, but something keeps holding you back? Maybe you've tried before and ended up with a flat loaf. Or maybe you haven't even started because it all feels too complicated. Well, you're not alone. In fact, most home bakers give up on the sourdough for the same 5 reasons. And today, I'm going to share with you those reasons. And more importantly, how you can overcome them. By the end of this video, you will see that sourdough doesn't have to be intimidating or overwhelming. With the right approach, you can create bread that nourishes your family and gives you confidence in the kitchen. Hi, I'm Sandra, and I help home bakers gain confidence and skill by teaching them how to bake sourdough bread through digital courses and mentorship. I know what it feels like to be frustrated in the kitchen. And when I first started with sourdough, I felt overwhelmed too. But once I discovered a simpler rhythm, everything changed. Now I've had the joy of helping hundreds of home bakers just like you find their stride. So let's dive into the 5 reasons people struggle with sourdough and the shifts you can make to move forward with confidence. Reason number 4 is the biggest reason. So reason number 1, it looks too complicated. If you've ever Googled how to bake sourdough, you've probably seen a flood of confusing terms like autolyse, bulk fermentation, hydration percentages, and suddenly baking bread feels less fun and more like a science experiment you didn't even sign up for. But here's the truth. You don't need to master all that technical language to bake delicious bread. Think of it like learning to drive a car. You don't have to understand every detail under the hood to get to where you want to go. What you really need is a clear, step-by-step process that removes the guesswork when you learn in simple stages. Every part builds on the next, and suddenly it all clicks. And that's how your confidence grows. Reason number 2, fear of messing up. This one is huge. Maybe you've already tried baking sourdough and ended up with a gummy loaf or bread so sour that nobody wanted to eat it. It feels discouraging, right? Like, why waste time and ingredients just to fail again? But here's the thing. Every failed loaf is actually your best teacher. Bread is very forgiving, and with the right system, you can learn to read the signs and adjust as you go. Instead of seeing mistakes as failures, you start to see them as feedback. And when you shift your perspective, you realize you're not failing, you're learning. And every loaf brings you closer to the results that you dream about. Reason number 3, believing you don't have the right tools. I hear this all the time. I can't start because I don't have a Dutch oven. I don't have special proofing baskets. Well, let me reassure you, you don't need fancy equipment to get started. I made my first loaves in a regular mixing bowl using a wooden spoon, a kitchen towel, and a simple baking sheet. Did it look rustic? Sure, but it worked. What I know now, the most important ingredient isn't a tool. It's you, your hands, your willingness, your consistency. The rest is optional. And as you gain confidence, you can add tools if you want, but don't let them hold you back. Reason number 4, feeling like you don't have enough time. This is probably the biggest barrier for most home bakers. Life is busy. You're juggling work, family, errands, and about 100 other things. Who has hours to babysit dough? Nobody. But here's the secret. Sourdough can actually save you time once you understand the rhythm. Bread dough doesn't need you hovering over it. It just needs time to do its thing. I like to think of sourdough as a slow dance. It rises while you're working, resting, or sleeping. And when you learn to fit sourdough around your schedule, it no longer feels like a burden. It becomes a natural part of your rhythm. And let me tell you, pulling a warm loaf out of the oven after a busy day is one of the best feelings in the whole entire world. Reason number 5, feeling like you're doing it all alone. This one is so important. Bread baking is meant to be shared. It's an ancient tradition that has always been about community. But when you're learning on your own, it can feel isolating. Who do you ask when your starter looks weird? Or when your bread comes out flat? Without the support of others, it's easy to give up. That's why I believe so deeply in mentorship and community. When you have people cheering you on, guiding you, and troubleshooting with you, it changes the whole experience, especially when you're all following the same rhythm and method. Suddenly, you're not just baking bread, You're part of something bigger. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 reasons resonates most with you? Is it the time, the tools, the fear of messing up? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one and I'd love to connect with you there. So if you ever felt discouraged or stuck with sourdough, I hope you see now that you're not alone. And it's not your fault. Most people struggle for the exact same reasons. But with simple systems, flexible routines, and a supportive community, you can absolutely bake bread that nourishes your family and build your confidence in the kitchen. If this video encouraged you, go ahead, hit subscribe. I share new videos every week with tips, recipes, and encouragement to help you on your sourdough journey. And remember, you don't need perfection. You just need a rhythm. Let's bake something beautiful together. See you later.